So for those of you who are just kind of getting organized here, what you need is you can use a roller like this if you have a yoga bolster like this, or you can use a blanket and you can roll the blanket up like this. And this can either go underneath your head or underneath your knees, or you can use a cushion. What's a really nice thing to have, especially if you're doing this during the day and you're maybe not planning to go to sleep at night, is an eye pillow. So this is like a grain-filled, or it's a lavender bag actually, eye pillow. And you pop this on your eyes and then just squish it into your eyes, and it gives you some lovely weight on your eyes. It's very relaxing. And if you're using the lavender and you like the smell of lavender, then this is a really helpful aid. And you can buy these in yoga supply stores, either online or in your local health food shop. They usually have those kind of things. So all these kind of things can help. And I'll show you what we're going to be doing today just to get into this nice, comfortable position. Firstly, the sitting position then. So what I'm going to do is show you from a few different angles. So just check that you can see me first and then adopt the position that you think will suit you the best. So I'm going to start in this position. I'm going to keep that for over there, and I'm going to pop this one just here. Okay. Right, now just move that microphone out of the way. Okay, so firstly, to come into my lying down position, what's very important is that we don't want to damage or injure our backs in any way. So when you come into a lying down position, just to begin with, have your knees bent. So you want to have your knees bent and then use your hands, place your palms flat on the floor behind you and slowly begin to lower yourself down, resting on your elbows, keeping the knees bent, maybe shuffle to get yourself onto the mat or into a bed, wherever you need to be. And then we're going to lower ourselves slowly down, one vertebra at a time. So just lowering down into this position. Now, from here, what you might want to do is pull in a rolled up blanket or a cushion. And what you're looking for is lovely length in the back of the neck. So as we've done in our standing position before, we want to imagine that the back of the neck is really long and the top of the head is extending outwards. So the way in which I do this is I take my hands behind my neck and just pull the back of the neck, from the back of the neck upwards, along the back of the head, up towards the top of the head. And at the same time, I'm tucking the chin back towards the throat. So then allowing the head to settle on the blanket or the cushion in a way where you feel that lovely length. What you want to avoid is this position where the chin is facing upwards. And so from this position, if you try it yourself, you'll see or you'll feel that the vertebrae in the back of the neck feel all a little bit squashed. So you want the chin to be tucked back towards the throat, lovely length here in the back of the neck, first of all. The second thing is you want to make sure that the shoulders are way away from your ears. So for this, what you can do is if your knees are bent, you can just lift up your hips, lift up your shoulders and just wriggle them together. Just rock from side to side and even maybe hook your arms in, grasping your hands underneath the lower back area to get your shoulder blades to come together. And then as you relax back down, just feeling some lovely kind of broadness along the upper part of the chest, and even take your hands and push the heads of the arm bones a little bit further down in towards the floor or the bed if you're doing this in a bed. And then in terms of the lower back position, what you want is a lovely, just natural curve in the lower back. So you're not trying to flatten it too much into the ground. There should be a little bit of space so you can maybe just get your hand underneath there in the lower back. Check that the hips are level, so you're not to one side or the other in terms of tilting, and maybe even just rock a very tiny amount backwards and forwards, just feeling that central position for the hips. So that's the upper part of the body. And obviously I'm teaching, so I'm looking at you now, but ideally you want the head to be facing up, face up towards the ceiling, chin tucked in. So also a common mistake that people make is that the head tends to be tilted to one side or the other. So just check that your head is level on the pillow or the blanket as well. Now stay as you are there, and I'm going to sit up and show you the different positions that you can adopt for the legs, because it's easier to see this for yourselves when I'm facing you. So the options for your legs as you're lying down are having the knees bent with the hips around shoulder width distance apart, the hip shoulder width distance apart, knees and feet all parallel, shoulder width distance apart. And you can practice either moving the feet further in towards the buttocks or moving them out a little bit further, and just see which position is the most comfortable for you. So that distance is very much up to you to decide. So by having the knees bent, what that does is take any pressure off your lower back. Now, if you want to take even more pressure off your lower back and be comfortable with this knees bent position, what you can do is allow the feet to come a little bit wider and let the knees fall forward to meet each other. And you'll find that that gives you lovely kind of broadness and a little bit more openness in the pelvic area. So they're the knees bent positions that you can adopt. Now, when you have knees, if you want to have the legs out straight, the option is to have the knees or the legs just kind of a little bit wider. So again, this is creating more openness in the pelvis, and allow the toes to fall out under their own weight. So again, that opens the pelvis, creates lovely space in the lower back as well. So you might want to try this with feet narrower and allow them to fall out, and then really wide, allow them to fall out. See which is, find a position that's comfortable for you. The other option, if you want to have your legs straight out in front of you, is to bring a bolster or a folded blanket in and just pop it under the knees there. That's kind of a really nice position. And it takes a lot of the stress or the strain out of the lower back area. So I'll just show you what that looks like from the side. So it might take a little bit of moving around just to get the correct position for yourself. So I'm going to come back down again now. So working from my head down. So just check that you've got length in the back of the neck, chin is tucked in. You've got the shoulder blades moving down the back of the body. Nice relaxation in the lower back area. And then either knees bent or legs extended. And then I just need to come a little bit further down with the bolster, just so that I can get it underneath my knees, and then toes falling to the outsides under their weight. And then with the hands and the arms, you can practice again, find a position that's comfortable for you. Either have the hands just down by your side, maybe 2 or 3 inches away from the sides of your body, with the palms facing in towards your sides, or facing upwards, or facing down. So again, just try all 3 positions of the hands. And then try and see, well, does it feel a little bit better if my hand is a bit further away from my body, or even up at shoulder level? Does that give me a bit more openness and broadness in the chest? So all of this, in terms of lying down, is all about finding a position that is comfortable and relaxing for you. And that will be different for everybody. So, and it might be different for you on different days as well. So just really listen to your body and just allow yourself now, if you're in a lying down position, just to relax and sink into that position. And then closing your eyes, closing your mouth, breathing in and out through the nose. And place one hand on your lower belly. As you breathe in, feel the belly expanding, rising up towards the ceiling, pushing the hand upwards. And as you breathe out, feel the belly sinking down, back towards the ground or the floor. The tongue is resting against the roof of the mouth, and the tip of the tongue is resting against the back of the upper teeth. And 3 more breaths of abdominal breathing, to settle into your lying down, or what's called the supine position. And then allowing the hands to just drop down by your side. And slowly opening the eyes so that you can see me. And you can either stay in this position or you can come out of it if you feel you need a little break. So firstly, move the blanket or the bolster away from under your legs or your knees if you have something in place, bending the knees and allowing the feet to be nice and stable on the ground. Roll onto the side of your body and use one hand to push yourself up and the other to come around to a sitting position. So that avoids placing any strain on your lower back if you roll onto your side first. So that's the supine or the Qigong lying down position. And from that position, you can practice any breathing exercises like that little bit of abdominal breathing we did at the end just there, or Qigong meditations or any other meditation practices that you might be listening to using various apps and all the meditations and apps that are out there. So you can use that lovely position to get a nice, comfortable, relaxed position for yourself, which not only is relaxing, but it's actually helping to align the body in such a way that the qi can flow in the most unobstructed way possible. And if the qi is unobstructed, then you're much more likely for that all of the areas of your body, both physical organs and also your emotions, are all kind of flowing nice and smoothly. So that will help to promote this state of a calm, relaxed mind, which will in turn help to improve the quality of your sleep.